This is The Whole Truth, brought to you by the Greenville County Democratic Party. From local city councils and school boards to the South Carolina legislature and the nation, we provide a clear-eyed view of the whole truth surrounding the decisions, the policies, and the politics that have a direct impact on your family, your neighbors, and you. This is the next podcast in our special series on civics in Greenville County and the upstate of South Carolina. Today, Charles Morris speaks with Tina Belge, the newest member of the Greenville City Council. They discuss the functions of City Council and its relationships with the local Greenville County Council. They also talk about what is upcoming in the city plans. Enjoy.
Welcome to another episode of the Whole Truth Podcast. I'm your host, Charles Morris, third vice chair of the Greenville County Democratic Party. And this is another episode in our civics-based series. And we have a wonderful guest with us today, Greenville City Councilwoman Tina Belge. Thank you for joining us, Tina.
Thanks for having me.
There's a lot going on in Greenville on the City Council.
It's true.
But let's start with something basic. I would say a lot of people may not even know who their City Council rep is.
Yeah.
Or how the City Council differentiates from County Council, state government. So what is, in kind of a broad term, the role of the City Council in everyday governance?
Ooh, good question. Yes. So if you live in the city limits, you should have a City Council rep as well for your district where you live, as well as two at-large City Council members. That's myself, Dorothy Dow. And then you have a mayor who also represents at-large. So you've got four reps. If you live in the city, you got four reps. That's just within the city. You also have a county council rep.
Right.
So we all live in a city, but within that city, within that county is a city. So we have both. So you get lots and lots of representation.
So where does I guess a lot of times people ask, well, if I live in the city, what role does the county council actually play in the governance? Does it?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to work together quite a bit, whether it's like road realignment or the trails or just this upcoming municipal penny that I'm sure we'll talk about. We've all got to work together, right? There's this great book out there called Arbitrary Lines, and it basically says, people can't tell where city and county ends.
Right.
Water can't tell, flooding can't tell, air quality can't tell.
It's an imaginary line. Right?
It's an imaginary line, very much. So, yeah, it matters that we all
especially Greenville, where the city limits are actually very small.
Very, exactly.
Which I don't think people really realize. It's like 28 square miles. It's a very small city geographically. That's why the population is so small compared to the, when you hear that million number in the urban area, right?
Right, exactly.
Speaking of the penny tax, we could just segue into that. So state law allows municipalities to have, what is it called, a local option sales tax. And, that could provide property tax relief. It's got certain limits on how it can be used.
Yeah.
What is the penny tax, and what will it be used for?
Okay. So you've got two things. You've got a city municipal penny tax, local option sales tax, and that actually was not allowed until this past year. It passed through the state House and Senate. So it was approved for us and two other counties to be able to have cities adopt their own penny. And that is basically for roads, for infrastructure, sewer, bridge, all the sexy stuff,
The things that desperately need money invested in them.
Absolutely. We've got so many years of backlog, right? So this will be 8 years long. It is one penny that is added to anything you purchase within the city limits, but that does not include groceries. It does not include medicine. The county is very similar. Ours includes property tax relief, to your point. The county's is very similar, except theirs is a little more restrictive to roads and resurfacing, but they also have transit and they also have open space. So these two pennies together are very complementary. They're two different ones, but they will show up on November's ballot. And so, there's a lot to think about.
So it's a referendum that we have to vote on.
Exactly.
Which we voted down last time when it was going to be.
Yes. When it passed, last time it came was 2024. It failed in the county, but within the city limits, it passed. Yeah. But because of this law, we were not enabled to actually put ours own forward. So what's great about it is that if theirs does not pass, we'll have our penny. If ours does pass, what I'm hoping to argue, and I'm waiting to hear back from legal, but I would like to do where we cap it at 1 penny. So if theirs passes, we go with their penny. We still get all of our city projects. Our city projects can fit under the county penny.
Okay.
10% of those things are capital projects like fire stations, there's community centers. Those can go on our CIP. That way we're not taxing people for 2 pennies.
And just to clarify, when you hear penny, it's really just 1%. It's not literally a penny.
You're right.
Which I know is misleading for some people.
You're right.
It's only going to add a penny. Well, it's a percentage.
It's a whole
which is
percent.
still not a lot.
It's a whole percent. So I think this is a good compromise because you're not going from 0 to 2.
Right.
If you're a city resident, you're walking in that booth knowing that you can support 2, but be capped at 1. And hopefully those city votes will help carry the county dollar, the county penny, so it passes. And the big reason behind that I really want to see both pass, or see that both are going to be enacted in some way, right? Mm-hmm. Is because of those arbitrary lines. 70% of our traffic's from the county, y'all. 70%. 60% of our flooding is from the county.
Which is a huge portion.
Yeah. 80% of riders on transit, city and county, they cross county lines. And then for our open space, I mean, that's if the county continues to sprawl, to your point, that hurts our air quality. Like they're going to keep cutting down trees, keep expanding all these subdivisions.
Yep.
That's not good for the city either.
So there's quite a long list of projects, right?
535, I think.
And how did the council come up with exactly what would be supported by this? What did that conversation look like?
Yeah. Well, our engineering staff has been on this for years. Right. They've really worked hard every time that a county penny.
This has been a long time in the making.
Yes, very long time. I mean, we have amazing engineering staff who know exactly what projects they score them based on priority and
what road needs it the most.
Exactly. Yeah. It's amazing. You cough. Me too. I literally just almost died crossing 4 lanes of traffic on the way here on my bike.
Which that's the number one expenditure, right?
I think Wade Hampton's the most. It's at 20, 25.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah. No, there's some big ticket items on there. Definitely check them out.
I will say I was very happy to see the West Greenville Community Center on there.
Yes.
At $10 million.
Yes.
We just did Nickeltown, which was a huge success.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it
looks
beautiful.
Incredible.
Yeah.
West Greenville desperately needs a refit.
Yes.
So if this passes, that will happen. If this doesn't pass, what does the future of that look like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not concerned about it passing in the city, but yeah. Oh, thanks, Watch.
It is 4:25 p.m.
Yeah, that would be bad. I think I would argue for it to go on our CIP regardless, and for that resolution where we, don't levy another penny. That should just automatically go to our CIP. That's
What's
$10 million.
CIP?
It's our capital improvement budget. It's about, once you take away kind of the annual items that might come up on there, you're at $45 million. So I think that's a must. I think it's a must.
I agree. As a resident of West Greenville.
Yeah. There's no windows in there. It needs light.
Yeah,
a good playground.
It's a huge part of the community, the neighborhood, and it desperately needs to be refit. There's another kind of hot button issue.
Yes.
That's going to affect our city council.
What's that?
And state law now requires cities over, was it 36,000, 38,000? 39, some arbitrary
something
number.
Like that,
we won't go into why that number was determined.
Yeah.
To shift to a nonpartisan election. So structurally, not politically, what does that look like? What does that change?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. On first glance, I was like, oh, okay, nonpartisan. Right. We're obviously Democrats, right? But
yes.
I'm also a millennial, so I probably refuse that label for
too.
Most of my life. That, you know what I mean?
Hilarious.
That said, when you start digging into the research around nonpartisan races, you get less representation on council. So I think that's a very real thing.
Why is that?
It tends to go towards people who are more established. They have more money. They like they don't need the support of a
It
party
becomes a
for
popularity
one.
contest.
It's also
and not an
popularity,
issues-based
exactly.
contest.
Yeah, it's name recognition. It's who you know. You won't have renters. You won't have young people, women, minorities. It's like study after study after study. You just have a less representative council, which is not a good thing.
Just to be political for 1 second, you just described a large chunk of the base of our party.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
You're right. I did. That's right.
It's a big deal.
It is. I mean, I think what's funny about it is that it's good on its face, you know? If they applied this equally across the whole state, I could understand that.
Right.
But it's particularly to your point about that 39,000, it wasn't an arbitrary number. It was specifically given because
It was targeting us, essentially.
us, Florence, and then what will soon be Spartanburg will cross that threshold. Those are all areas that have shifted blue.
I would say...
So it is political. It is partisan.
It is. It was clearly targeting us. I think part of that was your almost 20-point victory in November.
Right. Should have won by less. What was I thinking?
We should have kept the margins tighter.
Yeah.
This is a question I'm interested in. You touched on this at the beginning when you talked about how wherever you live, right? Like I live in West Greenville. My council rep is Lillian Brock Fleming,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's you, there's Dorothy, and there's the mayor, who are all technically, and then we have, the other 3 districts that have their own rep, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
How do you, as an at-large council member, where your constituents are the entire city, how do you, when you're advocating on city council, how do you kind of balance, say, a particular neighborhood's needs, like, West Greenville or, wherever, right? Versus the entire city, the strategic goals, the strategic plan the city has in place? How do you balance those things?
Yeah. I mean, I will say in this respect, I'm kind of, I think the world's pretty gray, but in this, sometimes I could be a little more black and white because like my background is city planning, right? So I write those plans. Like that's my day job.
Right, yeah.
And so I take them, carrying them out very seriously.
Right.
So
and you've talked about that plan a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, what is a plan, right? If you don't enact it. And so
that's true.
We have to think about how many people were part of that process. It was supported unanimously by council. That is our North Star. That is our job, is to implement that plan. And it's not political. It is literally what the community supported, said they want. So to me, that's very it doesn't matter, RD, we implement the plan.
Right.
Now,
and
there's
a lot of
something...
thought and a lot of work put into that plan.
Absolutely,
right.
absolutely. And our staff, they do this every day. I was in local government staff for a huge chunk of my career, and it's not easy work. So I just feel like the whims of certain districts, as long as it's aligning with our plan and not antithetical, I'm supportive of it.
Right.
But I also think you have to often find compromises where, you're going to be pro-housing, you're not going to be so restrictive, but you also need to make availability for character and form of a neighborhood, right? You don't want to completely upend and change a neighborhood. But you also have to say, we do have to make room for more housing. Where the heck are our kids going to live?
Yeah.
I mean, so I think it's a lot of, it sounds maybe repetitive, but you hear a lot from politicians. Oh, I think we used to. I don't know if we hear it anymore, to be honest, but compromise.
Well, yeah.
It's not sexy,
in
but
the good old days we heard that.
That's right.
Although,
yeah.
Well, you could answer this. Does that still exist in local government? Obviously, our politics have become so nationalized. Everything is top down, right?
Yeah.
Most people, all of their knowledge of politics is what they see on cable news, which is pretty much aimed at Washington 99.9% of the time.
Yeah.
How do local politics look versus national politics?
I mean, I like to think that
or
there is...
the whole system infected at this point?
I mean, I don't think so. Yeah, I do think there are different visions for our city, and I think, it's our job to carry out that plan, and sometimes there will be district things that come up, and I understand it's their district. They represent their district, and so, they have to do their job. My job is to think citywide. My job is to think holistically. So I just have a different perspective. I do think compromise happens a lot in local government. So far, I'm 8 months in, so I have a few things I'm trying to work on that are compromises. So we'll see if they go. If they don't, then I can come back and say, Can
you tell us what any of them are?
Well, I'd say that resolution is one, right? It's like not 2 pennies, but 1.
Oh, okay.
Right? Not 0, not 2, but 1.
Literally meeting in the middle.
Meeting in the middle.
You can have more compromise
meeting in the middle.
Straight down the middle.
That's right. When it comes to our zoning code, we're getting a lot of pushback. There's a project in North Main, and there's 7 homes that are going where 2 homes were.
I
right?
read about that. Yeah.
Yes, and per the zoning, that is absolutely allowed. We still have no idea when it goes through the permitting process, when it goes through stormwater regs, tree regs, all of these things. They have to do sidewalks. They have to go through shared driveway. All these regulations, we have no idea what that will cut it down to, right? The developer themselves, I've already talked to them. They're willing to go down to 6. We have to find a way to find a compromise, like I said, where we can have more housing so those people don't end up buying up in your neighborhood.
Well, that's happening.
It's already happening. But
the neighborhood looks a lot different.
It is. It does. It's very different.
Kind of crazy.
From 10 years ago, it's almost unrecognizable.
I don't know if most people maybe don't know as much about West Greenville, but 10 to 15, 20 years ago, there would not be a house that I could see from my front porch that's on sale for $1.25 million.
No, there's no way.
It's honestly, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's across the street from a little, almost like a strip mall where half of it's abandoned. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because you talked about the character of the neighborhood earlier, and it's changing a lot. But to your point, we also can't have the attitude of, you hear some people joke about we're full or things like that. I kind of always hate hearing things like that. Greenville's a wonderful city that has a lot to offer.
We're welcoming.
We need to balance how we welcome more people, where we build, and how we provide, more people the opportunity to live in the city that we love.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
Sorry, I don't mean to
No, I love that.
soapbox for a minute there.
If we write our regulations right to protect environment, but also allow housing and find that middle ground, these things will work themselves out.
Right.
But to go ahead and do policy before we even know what's happening for those kind of sites, or to jump the gun, it can actually hurt things. And what I'd more be interested in is what we've talked about in the past, which is on the campaign, is incentives where we do want growth. Let's protect the neighborhoods and let's incentivize on the corridors, right?
Right.
Let's incentivize in those nodes that we know can handle the growth, and we want the growth there. That's where we should be pushing all this development and protect our inner neighborhoods.
Right.
So you need both things happening, or this is going to continue to go on.
Well, thank God we have you there to be the expert.
Friend,
on these things.
Thanks.
Here's my last question. It's
Okay.
kind of a two-parter.
All right.
But I think it goes together. So you've been on city council since December 8th or whatever day that was. I can't remember. So about 8 months now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's been the biggest surprise, or what's kind of been the thing that you've learned that was unexpected? And then going forward after this penny tax thing in November,
Yeah.
what's next for city council?
That's a good question. I think what I've learned is there's still quite a lot of inner politics, even locally.
Yeah.
And obviously, they haven't had a new person on council for 7 years. So,
Yeah, council was steady for a while.
yes. And so, it's all those things. It's being a young person, 15 years younger than anyone else on council. I think it's being a young mom. I think it's all those things, being a woman. Yeah, there's things. There are things.
Okay, I see what maybe you're getting at. There's also some interpersonal relationships that you have to kind of break into that have been built by these people who have worked together for
100%,
a long
and that's
time.
Totally fair.
You've got the mayor and Councilwoman Fleming who have been on there together for 40 years.
Yes. Yeah, that's beyond special. You can't even. Yeah, and so I think it's just I'm such a I've hit the ground running. I want to do all these.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more of okay, you're going to need to, work this angle and do this thing. But it's also staff too. Like, you can't, you've got to
So
really.
relationships with those staff members
Absolutely.
that nobody sees, who are nonpartisan staff members.
They know it best. Like,
Right.
they work in this stuff every single day. And so I think just coming from that, I understand the level of deference, but it is hard because, Charles, I don't know how long, yes, it was a 20-point lead, but who knows if I'll get reelected. Like, just,
Okay.
well, I
You're the
don't
most
know.
popular member of the city council already. Every article I
You
read
stop.
about something on city council, I'm not joking, whether it's Post Courier, Greenville News, you're the one that they're asking to comment
Yeah.
on whatever happened.
Yeah.
It's literally every time.
Well, I take it really seriously. Like, my family, we have sacrificed. I cut down
yeah.
all my hours, pretty much all my 10, except for 10 hours of work a week.
Wow, really?
Yes, like I take this super serious. Like, this is an honor of a lifetime, and
Right.
it is.
And it's a full-time job,
It
right?
really is.
Yeah.
If you want to do it well and you want to do it right. So yeah, I think that I didn't understand that it was going to be completely, but like once we got it, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to make some adjustments. And I'm very lucky to have a great partner who's part of that. And yeah, like I said, just making inroads with council and staff, like it's a process, right?
And it takes time.
And as far as what comes next, I'm working on a few things on our transit corridors. But again,
Are we going to get the trolley back to West Greenville?
ooh, that's a hot top. I will say.
I'm just kidding.
I will say there are plans to do a pilot.
Really?
That's all I can tell you.
Because all I'll say is if I could lobby for a second. My kids and I took it all the time.
I
My
know.
daughter's obsessed
Yes.
with the trolley. When she
Yes.
sees it, she goes,
Yes.
she would ask me just to ride it. She didn't want to go
Yeah.
anywhere. She just wanted to get on
wanna
it.
get on it.
She just wanted to get on it, take
My
it down
kids
to Main Street, wherever we went. So
Yeah.
that was tough.
Yes, I feel that. And it's understandable, like, the numbers are low, right? Generally,
Yeah.
although West Greenville's were high out of all of them. But when we switch to Main Street, of course Main Street's going to have the massive ridership.
Oh, yeah, that's where everybody's
versus-
going
like,
or wants
it's
to
for
be.
tourists.
Right,
Downtown is a very walkable city.
right.
Like, we have a very walkable downtown. So I personally am like, okay, we just took people from being active and actually using their feet and walk around downtown. But tourists like it. If you live downtown, you might use it up and down.
Right.
So there's benefit to it. I could see, like, ultimately, we used to be on a streetcar system back in, like, the early 30s and 20s. Like, that would be really cool, up and down Main Street. Like, I get it.
That'd be cool if it was permanently closed off to vehicle traffic.
Exactly. Like, I think there's some long-term plans that for mobility that are starting now over the next 3 years that I already have mapped out, and I just have to make them happen, Charles.
Oh, you've had it mapped out since she's declared that you were running.
I know, pretty much.
Well, Councilwoman, I appreciate you joining us.
Yeah,
I appreciate your
anytime.
expertise and being a friend to the party as always. And we'll see you
course.
next time.
Take care.
The Greenville County Democratic Party thanks you for watching or listening. We are thrilled that you are being an active participant in our civic society. But there are many others who still haven't recognized that their participation will make a positive difference. So we ask you to please share this podcast with others you know, especially those outside your politically minded circles. Most of all, we need you with your time, skills, and effort to help engage more like-minded voters in order to make significant change to our government. Find out how to get involved by connecting with us. Visit the GCDP website, www.greenvilledemocrats.com, and look at the upcoming events calendar or sign up on the volunteer page. Keep up with us by following or subscribing at our social media platforms. Search for GVL Dem on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, or Greenville County Democratic on YouTube. Thanks.